So you might remember from this video Craig, who I went camping with about 7 months ago. So yeah, since I camped with Craig 7 months ago, he's been on a solo wild camp and he's been really enjoying the outdoors. So later on when we get to camp, we're going to have a sit down with him and see how he's found his journey over the last 7 or 8 months. I'm not just camping with Craig today as well, I'm camping with Walter. Look at that for a view. The Great Ridge, absolutely stunning. Do you know what, I'd say it's nice getting that backpack off, but we've only walked about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. You might actually recognise this place. This is where we actually camped with Paul Messner a couple of weeks back. So, come back here for a camp with Craig. As I said earlier in the video, I've not been out with Craig for like 7, 8 months now. It's around that time frame. We did look on Craig's memories. I think it's around 7 months ago. So yeah, stick around for the video. This is going to be a really fun, engaging video. I've got some nice food to have. You probably know what it's going to be. I brought some naan breads, let's say that anyway. And yeah, we're going to sit down, have a chat with Craig, bit of an update, what he's been up to, places he's been, gear changes, all that. So yeah, stick around. Right, I think we should get a brew on. I will say I have been gifted this off Festway Official and JS Wild Camping Adventures, so thank you for gifting me this stove. I did use it on my camp at Winnott's Pass. Super fast boil times. You know, when you go from, don't get me wrong, I've used the MSR Pocket Rocket 2 stove for about 1.5 years and I absolutely love it. But this, it's efficient, quiet, super fast boil times, and yeah, it's got a little pot cozer for more efficiency, keep that heat contained inside the pot. Comes with its own little pot stand as well for your gas. Inside we're going to get the burner itself. It has got our igniter on that as well. Let's get some water boiled. So this stove is literally just a case of turning it on. It's got its own built-in igniter as well, so really like that. Put the lid on. Can't say I've ever brought a plastic cup from a beer garden on a wild camp before. The sun in Beamish, shout out you. I couldn't find my cup, and obviously because I've not brought me titanium pot, I just thought plastic cup will do, you know, if it'll hold a brew it'll do. Are we boiling? Ooh, perfect timing, lovely. I'm actually going to have a tea. I usually have a coffee on a camp, but I have got some coffees in my bag as well, but I'll yeah, have one of them in the or even later on with a few biscuits or something. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. 2 tea bags as well. Cheers. Lovely. I literally don't think it gets much better than this. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. You've seen the Durston be pitched about 1,200 times now, so I'm just gonna make it quick for you guys watching. And that is the Durston pitched up. I'll tell you what, in terms of tension and pitching, that's probably one of the best pitches I've had on it. It's just perfectly shaped. That is literally a perfect pitch in terms of the tension of it. Everything's exactly how it's meant to be. I got the perfect rectangle, so yeah. And that is a perfect example to you as well. Like if you get the perfect 90-degree angle on that third peg that I was talking about in my last video, you get the beautiful pitch. Yeah, this sleeping bag has seen better days. I've used this for a long while now, and it's just, as you can see there, like hemorrhaging. It's just, it don't go down to the temperature it used to go down to, but it still does the job and it still keeps me warm. So the Nature Hike Snowbird too. It's a brilliant budget sleeping bag as well. They do different options, so like an £85 version, £100 version. Obviously, the higher the price, the more fill power you've got in the sleeping bag and the warmer it'll keep you. So yeah, get a sleeping bag in there. Do you know what? That sleeping bag actually keeps me that warm. I've started to use it as a quilt. Because this time of year I really do not need to be tucked up in a sleeping bag to be warm. I'm quite a warm sleeper anyway, so yeah, just gives you an idea on how warm that sleeping bag actually is. Just left camp to go and get some water. We have got probably between us a litre, but I don't know, I drink a lot anyway. I drink a lot of water anyway, so I like the idea of having a full bottle. You know, you're comfortable, lad. It's about comfort for me. If I know I've got water there to make brews, make my food comfortabler, you know, I have a better camp. Whereas in, when you got 200 ml to last you 12 hours, you know, scrimping and that. I don't like doing that. That's actually really peaty. Like, I've never seen water that before. Look how peaty that is. So much water now. 1.5 litres there, 2 litres there. Let's get back to camp.
I want to introduce you. Now I hope I get his surname right the first time because I don't want to be editing it out. So this is Josh Tilsley.
Hello.
So 7 months ago I went out with Josh for my first wild camp. He was kind enough, like I said earlier on, to put a message out saying if anybody wants to come and camp, whether you've got experience, whether you've got no experience. So I filled a form out, sent it off to him, and then a couple of days later replied and said, yeah, I'd love to take me out. I had to obviously do a video chat with him just to make sure that I wasn't a serial killer or a mass murderer or something like that.
But I had a £5 self-inflating mat from the range.
Right.
a £5 foil mat from the range, like a really cheap sleeping bag. So I've just got back to camp after going down and filling in the water. I tell you what, that hill on the way up, blowing, absolutely blowing. No matter how many times I walk up a hill like that, I don't think I'll ever like get to the top and think, wow, smash that. Like in terms of like fitness, and I didn't even have a bag on as well. But yeah, we're gonna sit down and have a chat with Craig. This is gonna be part 2. I don't know if I'll put part 2 in the title, but this is gonna be leading on from my camp around 7 months ago with Craig. So if you've not seen that, if you've seen that video so my very first video in the Camping with Subscribers series, if you've seen that video, you'll remember Craig. So I was drawn to Craig straight away when he'd done the form, as I said in the previous video, because he'd never actually done wild camping before. It was only ever family camping and stuff like that. So I was drawn to Craig straight away. So all this chat's going to be is just a bit of an update, nothing like formal, just a chilled chat. And yeah, since that first wild camp with me, sorry, what other places have you been to and wild camped? For people who have not seen your channel.
So my missus bought me a couple of books for Christmas on Peak District and Yorkshire Dales. So what I did is I flicked through them of walks sort of around them areas. And there was a place in Yorkshire Dales, Gunnerside it was, that really took me fancy. And I actually put it in YouTube at the time, just to see what it was like up there. And yeah, so me and my brother decided to have a hike up the gill, and we camped there for a night, and the weather was atrocious. It rained. I didn't do any cooking. It's a thing on my channel now where I don't actually do any cooking.
I was just going to say, this is like a common theme. So Craig, since going on that camp with me, it's like you've just had bad weather.
Yeah.
It's just bad weather all the time. It doesn't allow cooking.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have never met such an unlucky person with the weather.
Yeah, I have been unlucky with weather. we did after Gunnerside. I mean, that's when I first started filming for Middies Go Wild.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think at end clip, I was so disheartened that it had rained all night and I couldn't do any cooking.
I remember that. Yeah.
And yeah. I didn't even film like coming out of the hills. Cause, it's not that I were hungry or anything like that, because I did have plenty of food, but I was just so fed up, because the plan was to sit there in the hills with the sunshine and the rainbows and what have you, and it won, and it just bounced it down all night, and I didn't even realise when we got up about 5:30 in the morning there was snow on ground. So I'd not even... Yeah,
like a lot of people don't see that side as well, so like that's a good point. Like, you know, when you get disheartened by something or something's not gone to plan, like, and you have that feeling, I've had that so many times, where you just don't want to film, and I've just kind of forced myself to film, or not filmed. Like, that's the side people don't see. That's why, like, you can go over there now and watch it to Craig's channel, Middies Go Wild, like the realities of wild camping. Like, good, brilliant video. Absolutely mauled to death by midges, but
so we did after Gunnerside we went up and did Scarfield Pike. We only hiked up that, and then we walked back down to the car, and then drove about 5 minutes just along, is it Wasdale, yeah. And then we hiked up to a tarn. It were only supposed to be about a 30-40 minutes hike up, but because we just hiked up Scarfield Pike and back down, it took us about an hour and a half to get up. I had to have about 15 stops because I was absolutely knackered. Yeah, I was knackered. But when we got there, it was dry, and it were really nice. But I bought the wrong gas. My stove wouldn't fit to it, and my brother only had a little bit of gas. Obviously, he wanted to cook. I did try to cook, but I would. Because they want a lot of gas, I didn't know if it was like the pork were cooked right, so I didn't eat it, and I think I had some like chicken skewers or something, you know, them little ones that you can get.
Yeah, the ones you get in a Tesco meal deal with a bit of sweet chilli or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I had. I mean, it's not a big meal to to have, like when you're wild camping and you've just walked, you know,
Yeah.
God knows how many miles up Scarfield Pike and then back up there.
That end bit up to the town must have been a real killer. That
It was.
like that's when it becomes like a slog, innit?
Yeah, it was a slog.
Yeah.
That's why you definitely need some level of fitness if you're going to do them sort of hikes and what have you. And
Yeah.
I mean, I pushed myself, but when I got up there, I enjoyed it because it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And then after Scarfield and Lake District Camp, I got into an accident.
Yeah.
So I couldn't basically camp for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Which were again disheartening because you were just getting into it, really enjoying it, and it sort of took its toll in terms of, like, as I've said to you, I've never suffered with anxiety,
Yeah.
and that sort of stuff. But the accident that I had, it sort of brought on a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
But I'm back out in the hills now, and I did my first solo wild camp last week, which were brilliant. Apart from being mauled by midges and it peed it down again all night, so I didn't cook again on that one.
Do you know what? Yeah, I actually remember watching that. You can just hear the rain just battering off the tent.
Yeah.
Like, it just so bad.
Yeah.
Like it sounded proper heavy rain.
Yeah, it were. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience of being solo and being. I mean, Walter were with me. Walter with me, but obviously he's not much of a conversationist. But just being on your own and just experiencing, just being out in the middle of nowhere by yourself. I were about an hour and a half from car.
Yeah.
And I really sort of enjoyed that. And it is addictive.
Yeah.
Josh, I think Josh messaged me back in June and said, "Do you fancy going out again for a bit of an update of where you are?" But I was still sort of injured at the time, so I couldn't really make it then. So we planned this date all the way back in June, didn't we?
Yeah, that's important to note as well. Like this camp has been being planned for like months.
Yeah.
Like, what we in now? I forgot what month we're in.
We're in September.
September. Yeah,
so
exactly.
We've gone July, August, haven't we? So a couple of months, yeah.
You can go over to Craig's channel, which I'll leave a link in the description below, and we've had a chat there as well.
Yeah.
So you can go and watch that. Like I said, I'll leave the link in the description. Just click on that link, it'll take you straight to Craig's channel. Got loads of content on there. Like, if you're out there and watching this as well and you're new to wild camping, like, Craig's got a full video in his garden, pictures his tent, all his gear layout, brilliant budget gear, like,
Yeah.
perfect. Like, genuinely, it's perfect gear to get started in wild camping.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, it's good gear, like your tent, Nature Hike, Cloud Peak 2.
Yeah, that was the most expensive thing that I did buy, because I did want a sort of a decent tent.
Yeah.
But the rest of my stuff is like, all stuff, you know, your stove and what have you, 20 quid stove.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
your bed and your sleeping bag keeps you warm.
Yeah,
like,
and
so
that's
it does the job.
Yeah, you know, they're not hundreds of pounds. Everything was sort of under, you know, the sleeping mat were under £70, I think. I think it was about £69.
Yeah.
The sleeping bag was the same, and it's it's a 3-season sleeping bag. So yeah, I just really wanted to do it, and once I'd got all my gear together, luckily Josh had just put out a video saying, I want to start taking subscribers with me, and I sort of thought that'd be a brilliant opportunity to go with somebody that's experienced, and just see what it's all about. And it were a good experience. It rained then as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Hailstoned as well.
Hailstoned while we were walking, not far from here actually.
Yeah.
But just to even experience that and them conditions of the wind were like 45 mile an hour. Yeah. But it was a really good camp. I managed to have one of those, is it Wayfarer chicken tikkas in a pot and what have you like. But since obviously starting my channel, I wanted to cook some fresh food.
Yeah.
And that's
fresh cooking in the hills is good as well.
That's sort of what I wanted to cook.
Like the smell and
yeah.
So from that wild camp then, like, what would you say from that experience, whether it's standing having a chat, me showing you how to put the guy lines on the tent, like anything in that tent, what did you take away from it? Do you do anything now that you kind of learned from it, or?
I think the big thing would having the confidence.
Yeah.
Having the confidence.
Yeah.
It's always nice to go out with someone first, if you can, if you've got the opportunity to go out with someone first, just to, especially, even if they've not done it, just to have a partner to go out, you know, and find somewhere, pitch up together. But then once you do your solo camp, you just want to go out again and do it again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't wait till my next one, because I'm hoping that next one will be a nice dry, less midge.
That is the mindset, isn't it? When you just want to get out all
and
the
I think it were just the confidence, because I were always planning on going out either with my brother or by myself, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it this week. I'm not going to do it this week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to do it this week. I'll wait till weather gets a bit warm. I'll wait till, you know, I had all my gear bought in February. I'll wait till it gets warmed up, and you know, we went out at the end of March.
Yeah.
We got a bit of bad weather, but it didn't put me off, and it just really wanted me. I just really wanted to go out in the, you know, the hills.
Yeah.
And experience different areas as well. Like I said, I've done Yorkshire Dales now. Been up to Lake District, Peak District twice. So it was the confidence to get out there. What I learned.
Yeah. That's
I hadn't
really
upgraded any gear. I bought a new jacket, and I think that was it really.
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
what you're using now is exactly the same gear.
Exactly the same gear. Just bought a different jacket, but everything's same.
Yeah.
Everything's more or less the same.
Yeah.
Than it was back in March. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will relate to that point as well. Wait, I forgot where I was going with that. My mind just went so blank. Wow.
Just gear on it. You're using the same gear.
No, it was something you said before that.
All right. Confidence.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's the thing with what you said as well. Like the confidence thing.
Yeah.
Like we all do that.
Yeah.
We all have that in our mind. Like doubting ourselves. Like fears, confidence.
Yeah.
Like, especially with something like wild camping as well.
Yeah.
Like, I remember before I got into it, what you just said there, like constantly making, like, and if you need to do that at the time, you need to do it at the time. Like excuses, like why you shouldn't, but it's just your mind.
Yeah.
Even though you want to get out, it's just like,
it's scary.
It's scary.
It's scary because up until, like, obviously I've been with my brother, I've been out with Josh, up until my first solo, I didn't set off till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I knew forecast wasn't going to be brilliant, but I knew it was half decent, and I was still thinking about putting it off.
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting it off, being on my own. I don't know. There's a bit of anxiety that goes with your first solo wild camp, I think.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
And I think if you can get over that and just go out. I think one of the probably best things to do, I would probably say, because I did do it, is I went and scouted the area first with my brother, where we were going to camp first time after our camp.
Yeah.
We scouted that, we did a walk, found out where we were going to pitch, and then obviously a couple of weeks later we came back and pitched. So
yeah, it's really good advice, that.
Yeah, I think if you can scout the area first, if it's possible, because you don't want to be driving 3 hours till it. I mean, you might do, but if you're not going to go camping, you might just want to go for a walk, maybe scout around there. But it's long driving it to go.
Yeah, and quickly, I just want to mention my chat with Paul Messner as well. Like he said, like, he's very experienced, and there's nothing. It's scary at the time, but once you've got knowledge and done a bit of research and stuff, there's nothing scary about this. There's nothing you should be worried about. There's always going to be anxieties if you've never done it before. That's very normal. It's just everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
Whether it's, is my gear good enough?
Yeah.
Am I going to be warm? Am I going to get moved on?
Yeah.
You know.
But if you camp in the right place, you're not going to get moved.
Yeah.
On.
Noises in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Wildlife.
I've not experienced any noises in the middle of the night. Maybe Walter.
The main thing you're going to hear in the middle of the night is your guy lines blowing about.
Yeah.
You don't, and the odd sheep barring.
Yeah.
Because.
Or my dog breaking wind. That's
Yeah, but yeah, it's been good to chat. I'm not going to chat because we are losing light fast, and we need to get some food on.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for coming on the second episode of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I love speaking and knowing that, like, Craig come out with me, and even the fact like he's just took a little bit of confidence from that camp coming out with me, like that's what it's about for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I will take this opportunity as well. I'm going to put my Google forms in the description below. So if you're interested in coming out on a wild camp, you've never been wild camping, I don't care your size, shape, gender, anything, like, just, you can fill that form in and get chatting, come out on a wild camp with me. I've got gear. If you've not got gear, I've got a tent for you, I've got a bed for you, I've got a sleeping bag for you, so you'll be safe.
Yeah, and I recommend doing it 100%.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're just nervous about it, because when I first did it with Josh, he kept in contact with me all the time. I told him my fitness levels.
Yeah.
So he obviously did the walk.
Like catering the walk.
Catering the walk, yeah. You know, that sort of thing, because I'd not done much hiking. And he kept in touch with me right up until till the night before.
Yeah.
That we met. So yeah, I definitely recommend it 100%. So it is a good experience, especially if you've not done it before.
Yeah.
It just gives you opportunity to go out there, get that confidence, and then
that's all it takes, in it as well. That one person there saying, we're going on this date.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, are you free on this date?
Yeah.
If you are, we're going on that date.
Yeah.
And it's just that little push.
Just that little push, because I didn't have that at the time, and it was just that little push.
Yeah.
And it just made me be so much confident that when I went out with my brother on my second camp, I felt like an expert.
yeah, but that's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of it, though, because then you're looking at your brother like, yeah, you're the noob now, I'm the expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert. I've done one wild camp.
But yeah, go down below, fill that form in. I'll leave a link to Craig's channel as well. Go and check out some of his videos. Hit that subscribe button on his channel, and I'd really appreciate that. Like, that'd be huge for me, so do that for me. If you subscribed and like my videos, then you'll like Craig's videos. So yeah, that's it. Let's get some food on.
Yeah.
Light is fading rapid. So I'm gonna get a brew on the new stove. Need more sauce. Taste that. Whoa. I'm gonna pour a little bit of water in there when this water's boiled. Lovely. Having some brown biscuits. Warm my belly up. Double Dunkin' that. Honestly, I'm in the tent now. So peaceful. So peaceful. Oh my god, there's that black bug again. Get out my tent! Yeah, it's so peaceful right now. It's the wind keeps picking up a little bit, but it's nothing. Oh, as I say that. Morning. It's currently 7:30. I didn't even say goodnight last night. I just fell asleep. I couldn't remember falling asleep, so it's a lot windier this morning than it was last night anyway. Slept really well, to be honest. I don't look like it though, do I? I am absolutely bursting for a wee. I've needed a wee since about 3 AM. I couldn't be bothered getting out. So I'm going to do that and then get a brew on. That wind is brutal. Let's get a brew on. My stove won't even light. Right, I'm going to have to do this in the vestibule, it's not going to work. Bring you in. Stay there. Got a boil. Ow. That was hot. Let's get out of the tent and show you what the morning's like. No sunrise, but can't have it all, can you? Can't have it all. That wind is brutal. It's coming right through the valley here. You can see the valley. That's where the wind's coming from. Blowing right across. That's where Craig was pitched. I've just been speaking to Craig a minute ago. He's had no sleep at all. I'm filming. If you had to sum the camp up in one word, what would it be in terms of sleep?
About an hour.
Yeah, he was saying it's still up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then fell asleep for an hour and woke back up at like 3:30 or something. So yeah, not ideal. But oh my god, I thought my brew fell over. Yeah, that just happens on some camps, I guess. I'm gonna get back in a tent and finish this brew. God, look at the size of this, that's just through in this corner. Get out for a beast. What is that? Oh God, it's definitely more sheltered in here. I'll tell you what, right now, that wind isn't bad, but it keeps picking up and it's pretty brutal, so, especially when you're studying it. Oh, this morning brew's lovely. 2 tea bags, 2 sugars, and milker. You can't beat it. Right, that is everything. Packed away from inside. Gonna take the tent down. I'm not gonna film it because the wind's brutal and I just want to get it down and get it in my bag. And then I'll speak to you once I've packed everything away and got my backpack on. So that's us all packed away. I've changed my jacket because this is more of a windbreaker. The thing with my blue one, I still feel loads of wind when I've got it on, so I decided to just put all my waterproofs on, just in case it does start raining, because we've had like heavy persistent rain through the night, so it's not worth taking the risk. But yeah, that's where I was pitched. You can see the dry spot there, leave no trace, fully cleared up, and that's where Craig was pitched, leave no trace. As we were saying yesterday, all you should ever leave is flat grass, and that's it. Like, nothing else should be left. So yeah, we'll head back down and I'll chat to you soon. How beautiful. Stunning. So we've come down off the tops now. Saying that, we wasn't really on the tops, it was about 300 metres up. Just a tad over 300 metres. And the wind's still quite strong down here, to be honest. Oh, I always do that when I'm filming. Really enjoyed this camp. Really enjoyed it. Thanks to Craig, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming out. Yeah, and
Good to catch up.
yeah, it is. And I'm pretty sure we'll do more as well. Do more camps, more chats in the future. Not sure when. This one took 7 months, but just when the time's right, it'll happen, innit?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, really enjoyed it. Slept like a baby. If you enjoyed this video or took anything from it, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. My next goal on YouTube, just put it out there, my next goal on YouTube is to reach 5,000 subscribers. Now I know that's a massive ask, but I believe we could do it. When I started YouTube 2.5 years ago, I never thought that I'd get to 500 subscribers, never mind 1,000. So yeah, if you could hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate that. And I'll also leave the links to Craig's channel in the description below, and go and check out his video as well, where we sit down, he asked me some questions around wild camping, how I got into it, and yeah, go and check that out. I think you'll really enjoy it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching again. Thanks to Craig again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.